good, people? It's Meech back at y'all again to end this wonderful year out. 2024, we made it. Hopefully y'all have had a wonderful year. Hopefully all those goals you've set, you're either there or you're working towards them. That's all that matters, as long as we're progressing. So before we head into the new year with all of its, uncertainties and anticipated things going on, I wanted to just take some time to chop it up with y'all about the future of Nintendo and kind of what to expect and some of my wishes for the new console that is pretty much inevitable at this point any day now. So unless you've been living under a rock for probably the last 7 years, you should know that Nintendo has been pretty successful with their latest generation. The Nintendo Switch has been a pretty much unmitigated success in terms of popularity and sales for the company. I mean, the Switch is the third best-selling console with 146 million units sold to date, only being beat by the Nintendo DS and the coveted PlayStation 2. With this mass appeal, we have also seen so much support and development for the system, something that Nintendo has struggled with in some of their previous generations. We have gotten so many first-party games, as well as third-party support and ports, that anybody with a Switch, no matter your taste, should find something to enjoy on the platform. I think that Nintendo being able to focus on one platform as opposed to two like they have in previous generations has allowed them to streamline development and focus on creating bigger and more dynamic gaming experiences than they could before. I mean, just look at the level of output that we got in the last 2 years. I mean, it's pretty rare that there was a 2-month period where we didn't get a first party release from Nintendo or some type of big third party release. I also think that the Switch kind of birthed a new golden age for handhelds. I mean, just look at the success of the Steam Deck and other handheld gaming PCs. It's pretty much inevitable that we'll see some sort of dedicated handheld console from Sony and Microsoft in the near future as well. So what do we even know about the Switch 2 at this point? We pretty much know from a lot of leaks and shareholder meetings that the next Nintendo console will pretty much be an upgraded version of the original Switch. We should see backwards compatibility with the original console, and it will probably still be that hybrid style where you can, plug into the TV and pick it up right there and take it on the go. We've also pretty much confirmed what the power levels of the new Switch will be. Through some leaked meetings with developers and shareholders, it's shown that developers expect the console to push pretty much Generation 8 level graphics, being comparable to the PS4 and Xbox One levels. It's also implied that Nintendo has some tricks up their sleeves in order to get these games to modern console graphic levels as well. With the main chip still being developed by Nvidia, we can expect to see some upscaling techniques like DLSS and other things to output higher resolutions and frame rates. Also, we got confirmation that the new Switch was able to run that Unreal Engine 5 demo with the Matrix stuff. So that's a pretty good sign for things to come with the raw power of this new console. With all these upgraded specs, it's pretty safe to say that Nintendo should find some unique ways to innovate gameplay wise, in addition to having those graphical upgrades. So let's talk a little bit about what games we can expect to see in the launch window, as well as some of my stretch goals and wishes that I could see in the next year or so. So I like to consider any game that releases within like the first year of a console's life to be a launch title. One game that's pretty much guaranteed to be a launch title at this point is the long-awaited Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Anybody that ever had a GameCube knows that this Prime trilogy was so unique and pretty much unlike anything Nintendo had done before, with it being their kind of first-person shooter. And just the kind of new direction they took the Metroid series in. And it's also interesting that we heard about this game first all the way back in 2017 at their E3 presentation. And since then, we have seen the game get scrapped, switch developers, and we've also gotten a new trailer. So here's hoping that we're actually going to see this game pretty soon. I mean, we know that Retro Studios, the original developers of the Prime trilogy, are back at it again. So I think the game is in good hands. If the newest trailer for Metroid Prime 4 is anything to go off of, I think we're going to be in for a pretty nice treat. Also, if this game is not a launch title and we don't see it for another year or so, I'm just convinced that the game is cursed and we'll probably never see it, and I'm just going to give up hope. So another game that I think is pretty much inevitable, and I'm kind of like 70% sure we're gonna see it in the first year is Mario Kart 9. Technically, we never got a dedicated Mario Kart game on the Switch since Mario Kart 8 was just re-released as a deluxe edition with some additional tracks and characters. So I think we're well past due for another Mario Kart, and the Switch is the perfect place to launch the newest iteration of their kart racer. Nintendo seems to always find ways to innovate on the karting formula, what with 8's zero gravity sections and tracks, and 7's underwater and gliding mechanics. So it'll be interesting to see what new gameplay elements they'll add to shake up the formula this time around. One more game I think we should probably see in the launch window is a new 3D Mario game in the same vein as Odyssey. I mean, since we haven't had a grand adventure like that one in Odyssey, literally an instant classic, since 2017, and the 3D Mario development team has pretty much been quiet since then, dropping a new Mario game with the Switch 2 is pretty much a certified money printing machine for Nintendo, and I don't think they're going to pass that up. Some other games that I'm pretty sure we're going to see soon, but maybe not in the launch window, are of course a new Pokemon game. I mean, we know they're coming out with the Pokemon Legends AZ game, and probably going to see a new generation sometime soon in this next console generation. And one thing I would love to see that I don't think we're going to see, because Sakurai is pretty much done with Smash, is a new Smash Brothers or a port of Ultimate. Honestly, all we would need is the port. Do it like y'all did Mario Kart 8, just upgrade the graphics, give us all the characters. I think we'll be happy campers then, because Ultimate is like, I know the Melee fans are going to hate me, but Ultimate is probably the most polished and just best Smash Brothers game. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not even gonna elaborate, but hopefully we see that. I'm holding out hope that we can also see a new Animal Crossing game soon, because I'm still not over how Nintendo did New Horizons and just dropped development after the success it was in 2020. I just feel like they could have milked that game way more than they could have. And I'm thinking from a business standpoint at this point, but it's like so many things y'all could do to make this game the live service that y'all want, and have the social aspects of the game amped up. We need to see a new iteration. Like I need to see it. I think the same team that developed Splatoon does Animal Crossing, so hopefully we get a new Animal Crossing first before a new Splatoon, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Splatoon 4 before we see Animal Crossing. It is what it is, but we should see a new one, just going off the success of New Horizons. So to wrap everything up for y'all, I think Nintendo is in a really good spot going forward into their next generation. The original Switch's success has set Nintendo up to pretty much dominate the handheld gaming market, and with so many first-party games from them in the pipeline, as well as the seemingly eager and invested third-party partners they have, I'm eager to see what they are able to do with better hardware and how they are able to innovate on a wildly successful console going forward. So we shouldn't have to wait too much longer. I mean, Nintendo said that we should see the console before the end of their fiscal year, which ends in March 2025. So we could get an announcement any day now. I think we'll probably see the console release in holiday next year. But who knows? They might pull a Switch and drop it in March like they, did with the original Switch. So we'll see. But yeah, let's chop it up in the comments. What games are y'all eager to see? Are you excited for the new Switch? Do you not even care? Are you not a Nintendo person? Let me know in the comments so we can talk it out. Also, if you're new here, please hit me with one of those sweet subscriptions. It keeps me going and keeps me motivated to kind of push out these videos. But with that being said, I will catch y'all in the new year. And in the meantime, stay frosty, my friends.